Hello, teacher. I am Carlos Bravo, and now I'm going to show you the articles about three-step activity for planning. Okay, the first is theorizing and studying the mind that teaches language, three steps to develop your class with cognitivism in mind, by Donald Freeman, 2015. In this article, refers the three steps for the teachers need to develop during the classes. Uh, these three steps are activities, classroom management, and the last one is assignments. The point of view in this article is focused in the cognitive process is directly related to develop of activities, home control, and evaluations. In this part of the article, the author refers that for the teachers it's important to choose the material correctly in the step number one. Here you can take the content and use the information with relation with the age for the students, because the cognitive process is different for all the students, because this is a mental process that the learners develop when the teacher apply the class. And the other idea say from this process, each step is developed correctly to develop adequate learning. For the teachers get the adequate learning, need to develop the all basic principles of cognitivism. For example, when the teacher develop the class and follow the second step, that is classroom management, when the teacher divide the class in different positions, like the normal position and overall position, in this part, the teacher need to identify the comprehension for the students, and identify if the knowledge that the teacher said is received for the students correctly. And the last one for assignments is the last step. Here, the teacher needs to develop correctly assignments, or different kind of assignment we have here, and summative and formative assignment. In this part, the teacher needs to develop a correctly with a correctly structure, focus in the connected process for the students.
Okay, this article was about lesson planning in the EF classroom, a case study in lesson plan preparation and implementation. Well, basically, this research was about how teachers create their lesson plans, and for that, there was an experiment where three teachers of different schools of different areas were observed. And at the end of this study, the author says that the different teachers use a lesson plan and using the three steps that are planning and preparation, classroom management, and assessment. And also he says that lesson plan is something that teachers have to do before teaching, because it helps to improve the teaching and also the learning. And yep, I think that it's all about this article. Thank you.
Singapore Management University explains the three steps approach in the lesson planning. We have three key components. The first is learning objectives, second, learning activities, and third, assessment to check for students' understanding. These three key components is applied before the class, during the class, and after the class. For before the class, we have the first learning objectives. In this, we need to identify the learning objectives. We need to plan a specific topic, assessment, activities, and if the topic is sequence of the lesson. We need to create a realistic timeline, because we need to apply this lesson in a time. So we need to do that. And we need to a presentation closure. We need a closure activity. We need to plan and prepare this before the class. During the class, we need to apply all the activities that we have to plan and prepare before. So in this case, we need to do the learning activities. And then after the class, we have the assessment to check for the student understanding. In this part, we have the assessments, the activity closure, and the evaluation and review of this methodology has worked well in our class. And that was explained the Singapore Management University.
I am going to talk about three-step activities before planning according to TALK 2022. Okay, the first step is point the learning objectives. It means that a teacher have to decide what skills they are going to teach according with the content area and with the grade level. Also, they start planning with the end goal in mind and develop activities that help students to get there. The objectives also have to describe what students will know, understand, and be able to do at the end of the lesson. These objectives can be shared with the students. Okay, the other one is create the learning activities and plan the time. So it is important because depending on the activities that we develop as teachers, it is going to help students to keep engaged with the classroom. For that reason, a teacher have to know how long each activity should take, and also they can write the materials that they are gonna use, for example, laptops, pencil, worksheets, and so on. But also it is important that teacher provide a feedback, or they know if the students need a background knowledge before the lesson. And finally is design assessment. So teachers have to decide how to measure proficiency, what kind of assessment they are gonna use. Okay, for example, grade an essay, a final project, a test. And before the assessment, teacher can share a rubric with the information so students can understand clearly what are the expectations, and after the assessment teacher can give a feedback saying what they did well and also what they need to improve.
My name is David Sandoval, and about the topic 3 steps activity for planning, I select an investigation about the different 3 steps, and the topic is the new teacher challenges, how culturally responsive teaching, classroom management, and assessment literacy are intertwined. Well, in this kind of investigation, we have some different points of view, and as a result, we need to try to understand the different points of view. The first points of view is the educational environment have drastic changes over time and have become more diverse and complex. That is the reason the teacher need to try to be more productive with the class and with the students. We need to try to understand the students also show that new teacher face challenge in dealing with classroom management, curriculum planning, and assessments. We have different points about the different 3 steps. For example, the planning is very important because the teacher need to be more comfortable about the materials of the context that he need to share in the classroom. The other point of view is the classroom management. The classroom management is very important because the teacher need to try to understand how they can manage a class. And in this moment it's very difficult because the teacher have different problems with this kind of view. And these issues are also of great concern to parents, administrators, police markers, and academics. And the classroom management is very important because they can impact the student learning. And the last, the assessments is very important because with assessments can identify the strengths and the weakness of the students, and we can have a good opportunity to change or modify or try to be a great tool for implementing in the class. Thank you.